Hey guys, Jonathan here, and in today's video, we're taking a look at the 2025 Shelby Cobra set from the Icons theme, which LEGO sent me early to review, but of course, all thoughts are my own. This set is going to retail for $160 when it comes out in July, with 1,241 pieces, and it actually has a surprising amount of printed elements, which is really nice, with just a few stickers, which, is kind of unavoidable, but unfortunately, in my opinion, I don't really know that the $160 price tag is worth it for what's here. I really feel like LEGO's price changes this year have really impeded this one in particular, but let's take a look at it for what it is and kind of go from there. Maybe it'll be worth picking up on a sale down the line, but anyways, it's a really fun model to put together. My dad actually helped me with this one on Father's Day, which was really cool, right? It's a great memory, and now I'll always think of my dad when I pass this one on my shelf. So, starting up front, I love the way that the contouring is done here with the, coming down to the headlights and just the shaping. It looks really great in my opinion, and the Shelby had a very, very unique body style to begin with, so getting something like this in LEGO where it translates so well is awesome. Absolutely love the Cobra printed piece here, and all of the racing stripe pieces are printed the entire way back. Now we can go ahead and lift up the hood here to see all of that Shelby awesomeness inside with a brick-built motor, which is awesome. And then, of course, it closes up very nice and evenly. Again, I really like these little handle parts here. I personally don't know of a set off the top of my head that's had those pieces in them. And when we look at the sides here, it's very interesting how everything is built and comes together with all of the shaping. We see a lot of different techniques to use, plates and things like that. There are some slight gaps in the doors, but the fact that both doors open on both sides is really nice. That one actually opened a little more than intended, but we've got these barrel lacquered pieces here in the silver color for the piping and exhaust along the side. Then, as we move it to the back, we've got a sticker with the 427 SC, which of course is a reference to the car itself, and another Cobra piece back here, which is mirrored on the front. We can lift up the back to see just a little bit of storage in the back. And speaking of storage, the set actually comes with two smaller brick-built pieces, one of which is a toolbox with lots of tools inside, which can conveniently fit in the trunk, and you can close the trunk with it in there. The trunk actually kind of pulls out and forward too. And we get a little brick-built racing trophy, which actually will not fit simultaneously in the trunk with the toolbox. At least I don't believe so. Yeah, see, it kind of gets a little crowded back there, but we can remove that, and you could just put the trophy in the trunk if you wanted. Then, of course, we can flip it around to the side and see that the driver door opens as well. I really, really dig that the mirror is like this little teacup there. That's a very imaginative reuse there. Then, as we move on to the inside, we've got a very interesting brown color steering wheel with a printed Cobra piece right there, which is very nice. We've got a sticker with Carroll Shelby's signature on it, which is something that, these Shelbys are very notorious for. Carroll Shelby signed a lot of them. And speaking of which, we have a $100 piece there, which is probably obscure for most LEGO builders. I actually didn't know this until the instruction booklet told me, but apparently Carroll Shelby would put a $100 bill on the dashboard and say if you could reach it once the car hit 60 miles an hour, you could keep it because it would jolt you so far back into the seats, which is pretty wild. The seats, speaking of which, actually do have a little bit of mobility, especially the passenger seat. It's a little hard to show on camera, but we do have some great brick-built details here for the throttle and, of course, the dashboard and all of that. We do have this roll bar behind the driver's seat, and, of course, as like the other side, the door opens on this side. I really, really dig this set. As a fan of the Icons cars that we get just about every year, I think that this one does add a lot to the table, but unfortunately with that price point, it does rank pretty low for me in terms of my favorites, just because the price point value doesn't exactly match up with what we get in the final product itself. Oh, I should mention too that you can actually use the steering wheel to turn the wheels, which is quite cool. Not a huge turning radius on this one, but it is appreciated where it's at. Here's what the bottom looks like with all of the chassis bracing and all of that. And yeah, overall, I do dig the set. I think that LEGO did a great job. I really can't think of any way they could have made the set better. aside from some very, very slight tweaks, but not even ones that I feel are worth mentioning, because I do feel like the set lands on its feet, or should I say tires, as best as it could. So yeah, I dig this set a lot. I definitely would recommend it if you love the Shelby and money is no object, and if you'll want to save a little bit, all Lego sets go on sale eventually, so I would recommend waiting for a sale on this one. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.